All right, thanks so much, Dylan. As if the monster truck event is not exciting enough, we've got another event coming up here in our region that will definitely get your blood pumping. Joining us this morning from Rock from the Heart, Amy Johnson. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us this morning. Great to be here.
All right, so this is a new partnership between your organization and Sanford Health, and it sounds like it's kind of a match made in heaven. Tell me what your mission is.
Well, our mission is to raise awareness and educate for aortic disease. It's one of the lesser known heart diseases that is most often diagnosed incidentally when something else is going on.
Okay.
And you walk in to say maybe have your knee looked at, and you walk out with a life-threatening disease that's going to require open heart surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty bleak message, but you're going to make it go down a little bit easier. Tell me how.
Exactly. Well, my husband is a survivor. He was diagnosed and we couldn't find good answers, conflicting information. So after his surgery, he goes, I want to do something to give people a soft landing so that when they go Googling to Dr. Google, which is the wrong guy to talk to after you've got a diagnosis.
Can lead you down a primrose path you don't want.
When they go Googling, I want them to find some stories of hope. I want them to find survivor stories. I want them to see examples of people living their best lives after the surgery.
Right. Heart disease, scary sounding, and it claims a lot more people than we realize, right? It's the #1 killer of women in this country, too. So this is kind of a message for everybody this morning, right?
Yes, it definitely is. It's so important to listen to your heart and make sure that you never miss those regular physicals. If you've got any kind of a family history of a sudden disease where they call it the quote-unquote massive heart attack, there's a very good chance it was something aortic related.
Wow. Okay.
And they're learning more and more, and even after COVID, when more and more CT scans were being done, they're learning that there's a much larger percentage of people walking around living with aortic aneurysms, which is an enlargement of the aorta.
Oh my.
Pete's was found, his aorta, which is normally the size of a garden hose, was the size of a Coke can. If you can imagine what that's like living, then that's in your chest, undiagnosed, asymptomatic.
Wow.
So the beauty is, when it's found in time, it's very fixable. The best words we heard was the day Pete was diagnosed, we got in to see his primary care, and he looked at him and he goes, Pete, this is a good thing. We found it, and it's all fixable.
Wow.
Sat us down, drew some pictures, and Rock from the Heart was born 2 years later.
Okay.
So we could do that for others.
So the event that you guys are cooking up now, you've got some pretty interesting names attached to it. Tell me what's going on.
Well, today we have an Aortic Health Symposium. That's the partnership with Sanford Health with great speakers. Our special guest, who flew in last night, is Gina Schock, legendary drummer from the Go-Go's.
Oh, wow.
Who had open heart surgery in 1984.
Oh, my goodness.
So she's going to share her story. And then tomorrow it gets even better because the opening we're going to open up for Rick Springfield is coming to town at the Avalon Event Center, and Gina is going to drum a few songs with my husband's band, the Rock from the Heart house band, Aortic Fire.
Aortic Fire, you gotta love that name. Bringing the creativity on multiple levels. Amy, can I just ask you quickly, what was it like to go through this recovery process? Because, you know, heart disease really requires some fortitude and some changes in the way you look at your loved one. Tell me, what was that like briefly before we go?
Yeah, you know, finding support, and I think even having examples of other people who've been through it, something to look forward to instead of that day-to-day, oh my gosh, this feels horrible.
Yeah.
Am I ever going to feel normal? To be able to look and see somebody out there that says, look, I had my surgery 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, a year ago.
Yeah.
This is what life can be like. You will get there.
Yeah, that's pretty critical messaging for sure. Thank you so much for sharing your and your husband's story and your mission with us. Rock from the Heart going on in our region. We will have all of this information for you guys on our website after the show, and another quick look at the weather coming back after this break.